Bar Lebensstern über dem Café Einstein in der Berliner Kurfürstenstraße. Eingeladen heute von Hennessy zu einem wunderbaren Whisky-Tasting von Glenmorangie. Und wir haben hier Karen Fullerton bei uns. Sie ist Whisky-Expertin, entwirft auch Whisky-Sorten. Und wir wollen uns jetzt kurz mit ihr darüber unterhalten, was es heute Neues gibt und was es so überhaupt Interessantes gibt zum Thema Whisky. Karen, what's the new product you're highlighting tonight?
So we're tasting tonight of Glenmorangie La Santa, which is within the core range of Glenmorangie. We have the Glenmorangie Original. We also have, which is Glenmorangie that was made in the finest American white oaks, and that we only ever matured in the first and second fill. We then have the Glenmorangie, the Nectar d'Or, which is Glenmorangie which has been re-racked into the finest Sauterne Barriques. We also have the Glenmorangie, the Quinta Reuben, which has been re-racked into the Rupert pipes. And we also have the Glenmorangie La Santa that's been re-racked for additional 2 years in the finest Oloroso sherry butts from Jerez in Spain. So between 2007 and 2013, Glenmorangie's won 25 gold medals, best in class at the International Wine Spirits Competition. But the only one that hasn't is the Glenmorangie La Santa. It won a bronze medal.
So it's all about the La Santa tonight, is it?
So it's all about the La Santa tonight, and what we've done is we've actually just tweaked the recipe by using even more expensive casks, Oloroso sherry casks, but we've also included wonderful, luscious, rich, lovely kind of deep tones that you get with a Pedro Jimenez cask. So the new recipe is Glenmorangie that's been matured in the finest American white oak ex-bourbon for 10 years. A portion of it has been re-racked into the finest Oloroso sherry butts from Jerez in Spain. So it makes it very round and rich, and you get those lovely, delicious nutty tones. And also a percentage of it has been re-racked to the finest Pedro Jimenez casks. So it gives it a much deeper, richer tones. You get more dark chocolate, molasses, lovely kind of dried fruits, dates and prunes. You get that kind of ginger spices. So overall, the character of the spirit is much rounder. It's very rich and much deeper in its flavour. Slightly less spicier than the previous version of Glenmorangie La Santa.
Okay. Also ich übersetze mal kurz, wir sind heute im Prinzip da wegen einem Produkt, das heißt Glenmorangie La Santa. Das wurde neu aufgelegt, weil man mit dem alten Produkt, das auch schon sehr gut war, keine Preise gewonnen hat. Das war schlecht. Das möchte man aber gern. Was sich geändert hat, ist im Prinzip die Art, wie man den Whisky in Fässern reifen lässt. Also sie hat erklärt, der Whisky wird zuerst 10 Jahre lang in amerikanischen Eichenfässern gelagert und dann für die letzten 2 Jahre, es ist ein 12 Jahre alter Whisky, kommt er in Fässer, die für Sherry verwendet worden sind. Da hat man in dem alten Rezept Oloroso Fässer verwendet. Das ist eine Art von relativ süßem Sherry. Für das neue Rezept ist es nur noch zum Teil Oloroso und zu einem weiteren Teil hat man Fässer genommen, in denen ich sage es jetzt mal laienhaft ein bisschen, damit man es auch besser versteht, ein etwas süßerer, noch schwererer Sherry drin war, der heißt Pedro Jimenez. Und so ist also der Geschmack noch etwas runder geworden und man hofft jetzt, dass man da noch größere Erfolge feiert. So Karen, who's it for? Is whiskey a drink just for men, or who are you aiming at?
It's for everybody.
Okay.
No, without question, there's definitely a big chunk of the consumers are male. But really, if anybody just loves taste and flavour, it's open to anybody. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. It's all about tickling your taste buds. And you know, the wonderful thing about Scotch whisky is that there's so many fabulous single malt whiskies in the marketplace. So if you like big, spicy, smoky flavours, then you're going to tend to gravitate towards an Islay style of whiskey like Ardbeg. You know, it's big, it's smoky, it's robust, and it's spicy. If on the other hand, if you like something that is wonderfully rich and fruity and slightly spicy, and something like the Glenmorangie La Santa is going to be the one for you. So it depends on what your taste is and the liquid journey you want to go on. So, and that's the great thing about Scotch whisky is that when you get to understand about single malt whisky, everybody's speaking a common language, and that you're just sharing this kind of appreciation for all the wonderful flavours that explode in your mouth in taking that wonderful liquid journey, and wondering where they all come from. You know, was it to do with the barley, whether it's heavily peated or lightly peated? Was it to do with the size and the shape of the stills, like we have at Glenmorangie, the tallest, 5.14 metres, so it means we collect on the lightest, the finest, the purest spirit? Or is it about the type of caskets, the oak caskets being matured in, whether it's previously been filled with bourbon for 4 years before having the new make put in there, or whether it was Spanish oak or French oak, how long it's been in there for the length of time, and then and whether you're going to marry these different parts of stock together to create a unique expression of whiskey. So it's just fabulous. So it's if you're up for something that's tasty, then I definitely recommend single malt to anybody.
Also, sie sagt natürlich, es gibt Whisky ist für alle, und es gibt ein sehr, sehr breites Spektrum an verschiedenen Geschmacksrichtungen. Es gibt die süßeren, es gibt die würzigeren, es gibt die stärkeren. Es ist ein ganzes Universum von verschiedenen Geschmäckern, wo man sich als Nutzer eigentlich fragt, wo kommt das alles her, diese ganzen verschiedenen Nuancen, wie kann sowas in ein bisschen Gerste einfach drin sein, aber es ist so, und deswegen, es lohnt sich sehr, sich mit dem Getränk Single Malt Whisky an sich auseinanderzusetzen, und wer das tut, bei dem wird es sich auf jeden Fall lohnen, und es wird jeder das Passende finden. So, what was your job in the creation of the new La Santas?
So back in the labs, it's back in Scotland, and in Scotland, it's right in Edinburgh in Scotland. We have a whisky creation team where we're looking at various different recipes and tweaking the recipes until we feel it's just right. So my role is being part of that team and being a member of the whisky creation team, and as a team deciding which is the best character for our consumers. But the one person that has the ultimate call is head of whisky creation. That's of course Dr. Bill Lumsden.
So that's your boss, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Also ich habe Sie gefragt, was eigentlich jetzt Ihre Aufgabe war bei der Kreation von dem neuen Whisky. Und sie hat gesagt, sie ist Teil des Teams gewesen, das nach dem richtigen Geschmack hier gesucht hat. Und natürlich derjenige, der es dann entscheidet, ist ihr Chef. Head of Whisky Creation heißt der, und der entscheidet dann letztlich darüber, was genau gemacht wird.
Ich hätte jetzt noch eine Frage. Ist Whisky eigentlich eine Art Kultur, oder ist es Whisky eine Art Kunstform? Is it whisky a kind of art or a kind of culture? Or both?
I would say it's both. I mean, there's definitely an art in every part of the process in making whiskey, from, as I explained before, you know, it's down to how the barley's been malted, the type of water that you're sourcing to make your whiskey. Every distillery in Scotland will have its own unique size and shape of still, and as a result of that, every single distillery in Scotland will produce a slightly different character of spirit. So you have two extreme examples. You have very short, squat stills where more heavy, more oily, more robust notes will come over the still, versus very tall, slender stills where you're going to get a much lighter and more elegant character. And then, of course, the type of cask that you're going to leave it to mature in, and then how you're bringing all those different parts of stock together to give you a wonderful liquid journey that is not going to stop at the tip of the tongue, but it's going to take you on a long journey, and wonderful flavours explode in your mouth. So that creates a culture of people that just love all the ins and outs as to why one single malt will taste different to another one.
One more thing. You're rather brilliant. We had kannst du ausmachen?